Hello, and welcome to Star Wars Geek Girl. I'm Zoe. Lizzy is not here with us this week, but I have my little sister, Saffy, here.
Hello.
So we're recording this one for Star Wars Podcast Day, which is super exciting. So yeah, there's been tons of awesome podcasts from all your favorite Star Wars podcasts. So I really recommend checking all of your podcast streams and channels and social media and wherever you listen to them to look for all the amazing Star Wars podcasts that are coming out. Because it's me and Saffy, we are going to be talking about sisters in Star Wars.
Yeah.
There aren't a ton, but there are some really cool and really good ones to talk about. So I thought we would go through and talk about the sisters of Star Wars. Right, Saffy?
Uh-huh.
So, first, we're going to talk about probably the most famous sisters, Bo-Katan Kryze and Satine Kryze. Saffy, what do you think of Bo and Satine?
I think they're pretty cool. Their dynamic is definitely very interesting.
Yeah, I think Bo and Satine have this really interesting relationship because we as viewers, and even Obi-Wan, don't know they're sisters pretty much until Satine dies. So, I was doing...
Zoe, it's not funny.
You're the one laughing! I was doing something about Star Wars Sisters for the website, and I was, looking for pictures of Bo and Satine together, and the only ones that, exist is, one of them's, the back of their head. That's it. But it's a really interesting relationship where they are on opposite sides of the conflict. Not only opposite sides, leaders of these opposite sides. But ultimately it is Satine's death that kind of brings Bo back to her senses. And I thought that was really interesting.
Kind of two sides of the same coin.
Yeah. And I hope, obviously Bo is getting a lot of attention recently in The Mandalorian. So I hope in the future, because we haven't really gotten to talk about Satine. Really, the last time we got Satine being mentioned was when Sabine named her weapon after Satine, and Bo was like, girl, what the heck about that. But we haven't really got to hear Bo kind of talk about her sister and stuff, which is crazy because she's taking on leading Mandalore and stuff. I feel like bringing up her sister who was the Duchess is kind of a no-brainer, to be honest. But I hope we get to see her, get to talk about Bo a little bit, or get Bo to talk about Satine a little bit in the future.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
Yeah. The next pair of sisters I have, this is in no particular order, by the way. The next pair of sisters I have are Trace Martez and Rafa Martez, from season 7 of the Clone Wars. Saffy, do you remember them?
No.
Okay, I'm going to show you a picture, and then you're definitely going to remember them, okay?
Alright, thank you.
Remember from Clone Wars?
Oh, I love them! Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
I didn't forgot their names.
Yeah, Trace and Rafa, who help out Ahsoka in season 7, and then they pop up in the Bad Batch, which was a really awesome surprise. But I love them. I love their hair. When the Clone Wars came out, we had those hairstyles.
Yeah.
But, flipped. I had the younger one's hairstyle, and you had the older one's hairstyle.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But I love their relationship, because they, they get frustrated with each other, and they tease each other, but they also love and protect each other. And they have awesome outfits, also.
I always appreciate good jackets.
Yes.
Also, I forget which one it was, but they, made, one of my favorite jokes in the Bad Batch. Is there an Echo in here? Yes.
Yeah, I'm Echo. And she's like, I think it was Rafa that said that. She's
I'm pretty sure.
What?
Yeah.
I love Rafa. She is the older sister representation I need. She is so funny and always like, she's just like dealing with her crazy little sister.
Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't even deny it.
Yeah, you literally have a lizard on you right now.
I do.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get him.
And I like their little, like, in Clone Wars, their schemes that are not going so well. And, like,
yeah.
That was a really fun part of their character. And also they own, like, a laundromat, and I just think that's awesome. Like, I don't know. You don't really think about that kind of stuff in Star Wars. Like, how do people do their laundry?
Yeah.
But, like, it's a good question. A good world building. Also, I think the Silver Angel is a great name for Trace's ship, and Trace shouldn't listen to anyone being mean. I had something else to say, and I forgot. Saffy, what was I going to say? Oh, I really like also how their garage in the Bad Batch, even when they aren't there, they're letting Rex use it for his, like, clone rebellion stuff. I think that's super cool of them. So, Trace and Rappa, top tier characters. Also, I just saw someone speculating that Trace is Pelimoto, which is horrible.
Yeah.
Saffy, do you have anything else to say about Trace and Rafa?
I feel bad that I forgot their names, but I really love them. They're awesome highlight of their episodes and everything.
Yeah. I love the Martev sisters arc in the Clone Wars. I think it's such a fun arc. It's good for Ahsoka's character, and then also having this really great set of characters and getting to meet them and learn about their world a little bit and get to spend time with, like, the normal people of the Star Wars universe. And when they showed up in Bad Batch, I was so excited. And they had R7, which was great.
Yes.
So our next pair of sisters. Our next pair of sisters are Rose Tico and Paige Tico, from The Last Jedi and some books and comics and stuff. So the older sister, Paige,
dies.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers for The Last Jedi, 2017, if you haven't seen that movie. But she goes out in a really cool way.
That's pretty badass. That's how I want to go.
In an exploding ship?
No, actually, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But really hot.
I could take it. But my Argentine Tegu is actually named after these two. Mm-hmm. Her name is Tico, and I got her from Rose City Reptiles in Texas, so it's even better. Oh. That wasn't on purpose. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, she's sleeping right now.
Yeah. I love Rose and Paige on their little matching necklaces.
Which we have.
We do.
Somewhere.
I know where mine is.
I don't.
Okay. I would really recommend, I know they have Forces of Destiny comics about the two of them. I just haven't read those. But there's the Cobalt Squadron novel that's about them, and that is a really great book. We get to learn a lot about them. And I think one of my favorite tidbits from that book was that Fathiers were actually Paige's favorite animal. So that's why Rose was so excited to see the Fathiers.
That's so cute.
In The Last Jedi. Because they, like, lived on a planet that was, like, the resources were very, like, stripped from the Empire. And, or the First Order. What are you looking at? The resources were stripped by the First Order, so there weren't a lot of animals and stuff. But Rose and Paige would, like, learn about animals and talk about different animals that they wished they could see someday.
Just looking at one of my lizards.
Yeah, I love them, and even though we don't get to have a ton of content about the two of them together because Paige explodes, we still get to see the echoes of how important their relationship was to Rose throughout the entire movie of The Last Jedi. So I think that's very cool. Mm-hmm. Anything else to say about Rose and Paige?
My lizard's named after him. Yeah. That's all I got.
Okay.
But I do wish Rose got more screen time in Rise of Skywalker. That's literally my only complaint.
Oh, yeah. I love Rose.
She's awesome.
I want to have a Rose show. Make that happen. She's cool. I like at the end, though, when Chewie picks Rose up and he hugs her.
That's the best.
So cute. Yeah, and Rose's outfit in Rise of Skywalker did slay. I will say that.
True.
She was serving. So our next sisters is another one where one of them dies. Tiplar and Tipley. Saffy looks like
No. I know who they are. They're in Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Aliens. They're blue.
Not blue.
Red.
Yeah, one of them's red.
The other's green.
No.
Pink.
No.
Orange.
No. No.
Peach.
No.
Yellow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Tiplar and Tipley are Jedi sisters. We don't know a lot about them, but we know that one of them was kind of, in a way, one of the first casualties of Order 66, because I'm trying to remember which one it was.
This is the yellow one.
It was the yellow one, yeah. So that was Tipley. Or no, Tiplar. Tiplar was the yellow one. Tipley was red. Yeah, she was in a way the first casualty of Order 66 because of the chip malfunction, and she got kind of bopped in the head a little bit.
Yeah, blasted.
Yes. Which is very sad. So yeah, like I said, we don't really have a lot of information about them, but I just wanted to include them because I do think it's cool. Just the idea of like two little Jedi sisters. I guess they were twins. They look very similar.
Not really. They're
Okay, well,
their heads, like the things on their head, kind of different.
Well, I don't know.
Different colors.
Well, yeah, obviously they're different colors. I just meant like they could be like fraternal twins.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because there's like, I don't know, not like one looks significantly older than the other or anything. That was my main point. Like they look very similar. Yeah, I just think it's cool, the idea of like two little Jedi sisters, because like, you know, most Jedi don't have, you know, the temple don't have any connections to any biological family, but they obviously do. I just thought it was cool, and they look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cool, and like the way their thingies like flow, sick.
Yeah,
that's all I really have to say about them. So our next pair of sisters are Padme and her sister Sola. Sola doesn't really do much, but there is a deleted scene from Attack of the Clones where Padme goes to visit her family, her parents and her siblings, and Sola is there. And Sola has a little baby, I think it was a niece, it was a girl for Padme. And yeah, just very cute. You know, I think Padme, so in Clone Wars and in the movies, spends so much time with men, like with Anakin and Obi-Wan, even in the Clone Wars, like Bail Organa, and we don't get to see as many of her relationships with women. Like there's Mon Mothma and her handmaidens, but you know,
Ahsoka in Clone Wars.
and Ahsoka, yeah. But like getting to see her have a sister, I think, is really cool. And then her sister goes to her funeral.
Oh, that's sweet.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, Padme and Sola.
Yeah, I never heard of Sola. That's kind of on me.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And then my last two little points here on our notes are not, you know, more conventional kind of sisters like we've been talking about so far. But we have the Night Sisters, who consider each other sisters, you know, Ventress and all her people, and then there's Mother Talzin. But I always thought they're so awesome.
I know.
Like,
when I was little, the zombie Night Sisters gave me nightmares.
Oh, the zombie Night Sisters are so awesome, though.
They don't scare me anymore, but when I was little, they scared me.
But they have, like, the coolest outfits, and they do their crazy green magic.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, when they can, like, go invisible and stuff, and they have, like, bows and arrows, which is awesome. They're, like, really some of the best.
They're awesome, yeah.
And they can, like, bring people back from the dead. All that stuff. One of my favorite Night Sisters is Marin from the Jedi games. I think she is super cool, and it's also a very sad story because she's kind of like the last survivor of her sisters. You know, no one else is really left when we meet her in Jedi Fallen Order. So it's really, you know, it's very sad. but she still holds their memories and her relationships and things she learned from them in her heart, and I think that's really cool. Anything to say?
No.
Okay.
They're cool.
And then my last one here, also a bit more not conventional, is the Inquisitors. Obviously, the Inquisitors all go by brother and sister. And we have, Riva is the third sister, the fourth sister, the seventh sister, Trilla, the second sister, the ninth sister. Are there more sisters? I can't remember. There probably are.
No, I can't think of any.
We don't get to see terribly many interactions with them, and most of the ones we do are kind of hostile towards each other, like Riva and the fourth sister in Obi-Wan Kenobi. But even, in Jedi Fallen Order, we get to see Trilla and the ninth sister work together to, try and kill Cal Kestis, but,
still nice to see sisters working together.
Yeah, they get stuff done, except not really, because
he's alive, so
he survived, and they both died, so.
Hey, they gave it their all.
And that's what counts.
Participation trophy, if you will.
But yeah, those. Oh my goodness, that lizard going crazy. Yeah, those are the sisters in Star Wars. I know there's a couple more. Like I know there's a mention. There's like we never really seen them, but like we've heard name drop. There's like these bounty hunter-ish scissors.
You said scissors.
Why do I keep saying scissors? Why do I keep? That doesn't make sense. These bounty hunter like sisters, but we don't know anything about them. But they be killing people. It's kind of not nice, but
hey,
gotta make a living.
Part of the job.
Gotta make a living. Hey, maybe they're not killing people. Maybe they're capturing people. Like how Mando had all those people frozen in his ship. I hope he didn't have any left in there when it blew up. I never really thought about that.
It had been a while since he really done bounty hunting, so I don't think so.
Yeah, but remember he had like those rows of bounties. We never saw him drop those off.
But, well, I mean, I don't think they would have felt anything, so,
That's true, but kind of a rough way to go out.
Hey, they don't, I guess it would hurt them, actually.
Do you think they melt for like half a second? They're like, whoa, and they just melt.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you could kind of include Ketsu and Sabine.
Yeah.
Their episode is called Blood Sisters.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, lots of. He's eyeing that up. There's a lizard going crazy.
Should I introduce Goji?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't really make sounds, but he's a gargoyle gecko. And he's been jumping this entire time.
If you hear any little thumps.
Yeah, he loves to jump.
Yeah, those are sisters in Star Wars, For me and Saffy, we do a lot of Star Warsing together as sisters. Not necessarily as sister characters.
I'm usually a droid nowadays, so.
Oh, we could be a Bo and Satine, probably.
Yeah.
Except we both want to be Bo.
Hey, I just hide my face, so.
Yeah. But yeah, we do a lot of sistering, a lot of Star Warsing, together. And I'm so afraid that this lizard's gonna jump somewhere. But yeah, that was our podcast. We wish everyone a very happy Star Wars Podcast Day. For Star Wars Geek Girl, you can find our website at starwarsgeekgirl.com, and Twitter and Instagram are at SWGeekGirl, and then our Facebook page is Star Wars Geek Girl. You can find me personally at Spectre_5, 5 written out, not just the number, on Instagram and TikTok, and on Twitter as at Azoeka, AHZOEKA. Saffy, would you like to share where you can be found?
Sure. My TikTok is Sithy_Saffy. Saffy spelled with a Y. My Instagram's the same. My Instagram is nonsense, but if you like reptiles, follow my TikTok. I post a lot there.
Very reptilian.
You can see Tico and Goji, who's been jumping with us
And then you can also find the Rogue Rebels on theroguerebels.com. Instagram and TikTok are at the Rogue Rebels. Twitch at Rogue Rebels, the podcast wherever you're listening to us. The Facebook page is The Rogue Rebels, and Twitter is at Rogue Rebels Fam. The Perales family is going through a hard time right now. There is a GoFundMe on their page for some funeral expenses for Sal's father. I really recommend you checking that out and supporting them, and at the very least keeping them in your thoughts. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope everyone has a great day. May the force be with you, and goodbye.